latter part of some of our yesteryears you are on now. And yesterday, when the governor was reading out his scorecard, a number of items were mentioned. He started by mentioning provision of boreholes, water in each of the 332 wards across the states.
Yep.
Construction of 20-kilometer roads across Osun State. Presentation of 518 million naira to 40 communities in Osun State for infrastructural developments. On and on and on like that. We'll be mentioning them as we continue. Yes, I want to start by asking you, how was it yesterday? And he is here today. And that will give us a leeway into looking into the future. Osun State yesterday.
Osun State yesterday. All the glory goes to the Almighty God.
Hallelujah.
That because it's only by special grace that we are still allowed to tell part of the story.
Okay.
It's a continuing story. Osun State is blessed abundantly in human and natural resources. And we all know that in this part of Nigeria,
yes,
we are gifted.
We are gifted.
We are gifted. You know, this is interesting. The Yorubas will say that I want to need lakaye.
I want to need lakaye. Ọlọ́run fi wọ́n kẹ́ ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀ṣun. Okay.
Right from time immemorial, you know, let's go memory lane. My profession, like you rightly said, I'm a legal practitioner. Yes, I read law in England. I schooled in Nigeria. I went to Government College Ibadan. I was born in Nigeria. I schooled in Nigeria before traveling abroad. In that my profession, the first lawyer in the history of this country, when Nigeria was not yet Nigeria.
Okay.
It was then known as the Northern and Southern Protectorates. The first lawyer in this so-called Northern and Southern Protectorate was from this area called Osun.
The first lawyer in Nigeria.
One became Nigeria.
One became Nigeria.
Shapara Williams.
And the shaman, I guess.
The shaman. He was in Lagos. He was living in Lagos then. And Osun, the area called Osun today, continues to be the trailblazer of all different professions. Leading. So we've always been leaders. Beyond that, that's potential human resources.
Okay.
Going back memory lane.
Again.
Then we now come to the issue of natural resources.
Okay.
That we're so blessed in mineral resources that we don't even know. We're just beginning to know that.
This
Not
is
in the last 10 to 20 years. The extent of the mineral wealth in our
Osun is blessed
with. It's unbelievable. If it had not been that it's on the exclusive list,
okay,
we will have gone places with the extent of the wealth. In fact, we have beyond the gold, the different types of mineral wealth at our disposal. And so we should be thankful to the Almighty God.
Okay.
And so if you now have all this being blessed abundantly in human and natural resources, the only thing that's left is leadership. With the right leadership, this part of Nigeria, this part of Africa, this part of the world will be special. Special. But of course, we know we have to go in terms of the Constitution.
Okay.
You know,
it's the federal government that can do certain
things, exclusive lists, concurrent lists, and that's why many of us still believe that we have to tinker with that 1999 Constitution, because we're not moving forward.
The Constitution is not in our interest.
It's not in our interest, unfortunately. Unfortunately. You know, when Papa Obafemi Awolowo was the Premier of Western Region, the constitutional provision which we had then, and then moving forward to our independence, we were able to fare better up till the 1966, the first military coup, where the major component, which you could call exclusive, what you call currency matter, external affairs, the territorial integrity, military-wise, it's, you know, that's why people will say that the whole thing, it's unfortunate when you now talk of federalism, and you now have a situation where the center is taking charge of so many things, which shouldn't be.
At the expense of the state.
At the expense of the state. It's unfortunate that we have found ourselves
Yes, we are back. We're sorry for that break in transmission. It was as a result of a surge air. And Barrister was giving us an explanation on the resources available to us as a people.
Yes, as a people, I was referring to, I started with the pre-independence era. The area now called Oshu, which was part of Western Nigeria. In fact, I started by even pre-Nigeria, where Shapara Williams was the first legal practitioner. Moving forward, the area now called Oshu was part of Western region, became part of Western Nigeria, became part of Old Oyo State. And then in August 27, 1991, Oshu was carved out. I still recalled how General IBB made that announcement that the area called Oshu will now be carved out of Old Oyo. I was preparing to go to the House of Assembly in Ibadan, in our capital then. And then in August, he came with that announcement, and Oshobo will be the capital. And some of us who had not been to this part, I mean, Oshobo to live in Oshobo.
Okay.
You know, had to return.
Because you must come back home.
Yes, to our state capital. Of course, Ife, you know, we are always holding meetings in my Ife South constituency. And then the election was fixed for 14th of December, 1991. Governorship and House of Assembly. And to God be the glory, I was adopted unopposed in my constituency, and I go to the House of Assembly. And of course, Alhaji Isiaka Adeleke, who so far has been the youngest governor
in the country.
In the state.
Okay, in the state, yeah.
State.
Okay.
Probably even in the country, because he was in his mid-30s then. And he became our governor. I was sworn in on the 2nd of January, 1992. And we also started work in January 1992 until
the unfortunate
that goggled General Sani Abacha took us packing, sent us packing on the 17th of November 1993. And obviously that affected what Oshu
will have
been.
Okay.
Senator Isiaka Adeleke was there for 22 months. We were there for just 22 months. But that was dynamite. The administration was dynamic. You know, a new state, bubbling. We didn't have anything. We came to Oshobo as the state capital, and we were thinking how we'll take our state right to greatness. If you recall, 60% of those in the civil
workforce in Oyo
State, the senior civil servants were from this part of the old Oyo, which is now Oshu. And a lot of potentials. It's a great that is so blessed. Then, of course, the military came, different military administrators, from 1991 all the way to 1999. Different military administrations. And you know, they're not accountable. They're only accountable to the man
that appointed them.
That appointed them. Democracy can't operate that way. You have to be accountable. You have to be accountable to your people. It's 4 years in accordance with our constitution. If your people still want you there,
you go for another.
You go for another term, but maximum of 2 terms.
As a governor.
As a governor. Imagine a state created in 1991, 22 months with the civil administration, and nothing yet. I was aborted, nothing again till 1999 when Chief Akode came in.
Okay.
And I was in that administration.
You were part of that administration.
I was part of that administration. Firstly as Commissioner for Health, before I was moved to to Works and Transport.
Okay, Work and Transport.
And that was what you call the birth of real democracy in Nigeria. I mean, we're trying to be part of the civilized world, to be democratic. You know, but the military government, they've hampered the progress of this country. We hope that never happens again.
Amen.
And so the story from there up till now, the 6th governor, because from Isiaka Adeleke, Chief Akode, to Governor Oyelola, which I also served in.
Yes.
And then from Prince Oyelola to Ralph Aregbesola.
Yes.
And then to Etola. And then, of course, Senator Adebola Adeleke.
Yes.
The concept of 100 days in office is not constitutional.
It's not constitutional.
It's not constitutional. It's not a constitutional provision.
Okay.
But it has become part and parcel of your yardstick, your scorecard. A governor that wants to work.
Okay.
That wants to tell the people, his people,
measure the first 100 days, what I've been able to do.
I'm going to, you know, it's like a contract with his people.
Okay.
And so I commend him for that. And in those 100 days, he has done a lot. 100 days is just 3 months. And considering the fact that Nigeria is not at its best right now, but for somebody thinking, hey, my people, they need water across the entire state, 332 wards. Let's give them water. And it's gone across the board. Road networks, for starters. The kilometers of road networks, 20 in the state. And then, of course, in strategic intervention in some roads in the 9 federal constituencies. You know, we are built on 9 federal constituencies.
9 federal constituencies.
3 senatorial districts. 30 plus 1 local governments. That's what Oshu is built on. And you now have a provision developmental and welfareist.
Okay.
Because it cuts across board. When you think of all that has been done in the area of development, you know, and then look at the surgeries, the free surgeries, look at the issue of, you now come to welfare, you think of the
civil servants.
Civil servant. You know, Oshu is a civil service state, that's what they call us.
Yes.
And those who have not been paid their salary, the governor made a pledge, and I commend him for that. He made a pledge that he will pay those unpaid salaries.
I was going to ask you a question on this.
Yeah.
Because I remember somebody put it to him yesterday that, Your Excellency, where are you getting all these monies from? And is there a political gimmick? Is it because of the senatorial, the House of Representatives, now we are waiting for the Assembly's election? Is it because of all this election that you are doing all this to us, that after all the elections, that's going to be the end?
I'm happy both of us were there
yesterday.
And he said, from the leakages, there's a lot of leakages in there.
They are PTD state.
Yeah, yeah. I've had the opportunity of serving in government before. In fact, it's a rare opportunity. We thank the Almighty God. I'll always thank the Almighty God for that opportunity. I've been in the legislative arm and I've been in the executive arm. And I know, yes, we have leakages. And for the first time for a governor to be bold enough, I'm going to stop these leakages. Let's think first of our people. There's nobody. You have to look inward. You have to try all kinds of mechanism and look at what we have been able to do.
He said he has been able to do this from the linkages.
Yeah.
If he has gotten this much,
yes,
that shows Oshu is not poor, like one made to realize in the past. That some people came around and said, we didn't have money, we didn't have money. And that one will lead me to a question now that within us, yes. Now, how are we going to do it? Are we still going to remain as one of the states that will be going to Abuja cap in hand every month? Or are we going to look inwards so that we can make more money within and do another for ourselves?
Obviously, and that's part of what you call leadership. You have to look inwards. You have to be genius. The right leadership will be focused not only cap in hand, collecting this. Look at the situation of Japan after the Second World War. Devastated. You had the bomb, nuclear bomb, dropped in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Flattened, devastated. They had to start from
the
minus zero.
Minus zero.
Minus zero. That country became number 2 economic power in the world within 40 years. And though it's now number 3 because China has taken over. But for you, from nowhere, leadership. Leadership. Look at Germany. Germany was also devastated, obliterated. Germany is the powerhouse in the entire Europe. It's #1 economic power in the entire Europe.
So let me quote His Excellency now.
Yeah.
He said yesterday that he believed in due process and the rule of law.
Yeah.
Now, due process and rule of law, and I look at it as something that's going to give us a lot of things in the state.
Yeah.
So how is it going to do all this together? It was warning those that are going to be engaged as contractors in the state, if I give you any job, you must do it the way it ought to be done. That you wouldn't want any wuru job.
Yeah.
So let's hand this to people that will be approaching the government for any contract assignments.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the civil service.
Yeah.
That somebody's here to take a lead.
Yeah.
And we must be ready to support.
Exactly.
Let's talk about the people in the town.
Yeah.
Because he cannot do it all.
Yeah.
He needs our support.
Yeah.
Because we are looking beyond the 100 days now.
Exactly.
So after the 100 days, what are we expected to be doing? The governor, the members of executives to come, and those in the parliament, and those of us outside there.
Yeah.
After the 100 days.
No, immediately a leader tells his people that it's not business as usual.
Okay.
It's a different ball game. You take the tap, and whoever doing business with that administration. Let me give you an example. When Murtala Mohammed became the head of state of this country, I was out of the country, I was in England. In those days, Yakubu Gowon was then the head of state when I left. For you to get your body to be sent to you abroad from your parents, you'll have to get a letter from your school indicating
that you are a school
student. Yes. University or A-levels or whatever. That letter you'll have to take to the embassy.
Okay.
The embassy will then have to give you a letter which will show that you're a bona fide student studying in the United Kingdom. It is that letter that you send home
to your parents.
You'll send that letter home to your parents. Then the letter from the embassy used to take 3 to 4 months. You get your letter, you take it to the embassy, and then you have to be waiting a minimum of 3 months, 3 to 4 months. But unbelievably, when Murtala Mohammed took over, that letter that was taking 3 to 4 months became a letter that was in a week.
A week?
A week. A week. A week. 7 to 10 days to get your letter from the Nigerian embassy. That was leadership. Because those there realized that there is a new sheriff in town.
Okay.
It's a different ball game.
You don't delay things.
You don't delay things any longer, otherwise you'll be fired. You don't delay anything because the man had rolled out
a number of policies.
This way he wanted. In the same light, if you're a leader, a governor, a president who believes that a work that should take 10 naira should be business as usual, should take 50 naira as an example, then obviously you take the 50 naira. But we're going to watch what you're doing.
You're going to check
because there is no money to play around. So leadership, show the way, will always show the way.
Okay.
So I was happy when he mentioned the aspect of due process and the rule of law. That is the concept of rule of law is very, very important in a democracy, in a society. The Yorubas will say that if you have your rules of engagement, go by it. That's still the problem in Nigeria of today. No sanction. So there'll be an infraction against our law. And then somehow you have people navigating. No sanction, no punishment. So
and we see them.
I will see them. In fact, they will even be telling you, hey, we're in charge. There's nothing you can do. How will a society succeed
In such a situation.
And that's the big difference between that and true democracy.
Okay.
I gave the example of when I was in England, Princess Anne, the daughter of the Queen, in an area where she was to drive within a speed limit, went beyond that speed limit, and she was caught. Of course, she had to pay the fine. Not bearing in mind, the daughter of the Queen doesn't pay that. If you are found wanting in accordance with the laws of the land, you pay the penalty, you pay the price, sanction. That's the concept of the rule of law.
Okay.
So, if you know, by bringing down corruption, will go a long way in helping the people, in helping the government administration, in helping so many things. So I was happy with that aspect of
the process. Let me add this as well. I remember two questions now. A questions that bordered on those that were engaged in the twilight of the past administration.
Yep.
And particularly, OSBC was mentioned.
Yep.
Those people that were engaged here,
Yep.
they be on for quite 10 more, even some are even more.
Yep.
That their own something is not a fresh appointment,
Yep.
as it is.
Yep.
They were freelance officers.
Yep.
Because so many people retired here. At a point in time again in the teaching service,
Yep.
we learned that so many teachers retired and there were these appointments. Yep. So when those questions came yesterday, the way the governor answered them was like, oh, due process.
Yep.
He's going to look into due process. So you are the chairman of one of such committees that was set up by the government.
Yes.
Now, what are we expecting?
Well, I was the chairman of the contract review committee.
Okay.
We've completed our assignment. We have submitted our report to
His Excellency.
Yep. And he has said that a white paper, a committee will go through all the reports of the different committees
And come up with
the white paper.
Okay.
And you know, they will study what recommendations and all that. And thereafter, the position
Of the government.
will be spelled out,
Okay.
which I think is what democracy is all about. You know, you set up a committee, and that committee will look into the entire, all the series looked into, and then the white paper will then come out. You see, it's very important for us to know, number one, it's not business as usual.
You are repeating this?
Yes, because we want our society to move forward. I'm sure many of us were not happy with what's happening, not only in Oshu State, in Nigeria, but this is our own local area.
Around Jerusalem.
Our own Jerusalem. If we want a change, let's play in accordance with the rules for starters. If you have rules of engagement, if you have your laws, let us start with that for starters. Then you move forward from there. Once you're able to, and I'm happy the governor spelled this out in the question and answer session yesterday. He was able to reiterate what a Democrat would say. Yeah. And honestly, once we follow the rules, he said something about which you just mentioned now, about some pending issues like the civil servants,
the PS appointments.
But you know, you can't do everything one day.
It's not possible.
So you have to
segment,
and you have to go through this objectively,
following the rules. Due process.
Follow due process. Very important.
Yeah.
You can't, once you follow due process, you can't
miss it.
You can't miss it. Look, in my own committee, the contract review committee, we found out the good, the bad,
and the ugly. The good, the bad, and the ugly.
The bad and the ugly. There's some, I can assure you that we have some really dedicated civil servants in Osho. Well, we should not be surprised about that.
Okay.
Because we are blessed here. People who are dedicated. And at the same time, we have some civil servants who believe that they can play another role
of their own.
Compromising
the system.
I think they will go away because they just believe there's no problem. We have to tell them that, yeah, let's play in accordance with the rules so that we can all together take Osho to great height, where we should be. And so, if the governor, maintains that, then I can see Osho fly, going back to where it should belong, at the very top, because we are blessed. If you are blessed abundantly, they will going to stop you from being there, top there. So I just hope that the people will continue to pray for him and to cooperate with him, and by the grace of God, we'll get to where we should belong.
Okay, amen. Now let's look at, you know why you are here as an elder state person here, as somebody who has been in the system. We want to have your voice to what will be happening hereafter.
Okay.
Yes, because let's talk about security now.
Yeah.
We're having another election on Saturday, and we need to talk to our people. Those that are contesting across parties are our brothers and sisters. If you are going to cast your vote, do it peacefully, because we need that peace. It's only in the atmosphere of peace that we can be talking of development.
Yeah.
Now, when people like you talk to your supporters, to supporters of other candidates, people across political parties, I think we should listen.
Yeah.
Do you understand, sir?
Yes.
If I talk to my children, they now small cuckoo now. Daddy is talking.
Yeah.
Now, daddy of the state is talking now. We need peace. And the governor said it yesterday.
Yes.
Please, I want everybody to go about that peacefully.
Yeah.
Can you repeat
Yeah,
it?
His Excellency made that abundantly clear.
Yes.
Look, let me tell you, what is the opposite of peace?
Anarchy.
God forbid. You cannot do anything without peace.
We cannot do anything without peace.
Because once you have war, once you have people fighting and chopping, and what do you want to do? In fact, the innocent will be caught in between. So we shouldn't even think of it. We shouldn't even start it. It's unfortunate what our politics have become over the years. It's sad. But I would like to think that as we move forward, as we try to understand the whole concept of democracy, I still believe that the military incursion
has affected our
psyche, honestly. Because if we had continued from
1996,
right from 66, the first came in 1966-67. If we had continued from what we had,
we won't be where we are today.
We won't be where we are today. The system will correct itself.
Okay.
The beauty of democracy is that power belongs to the people. The people will decide. Let us all agree that let the people decide.
Don't force anything down to our throats.
Because, you see, power, we say, belongs to the people. Everybody cannot lead. But that power you have, one of the key areas of democracy is that you exercise through your civic responsibility, or the day to decide I want this man to lead me.
We are talking somewhere. Somebody said it is with our tongue that we brought you in.
Yes.
And we're going to use our tongue to push you out.
Yes.
And I was just imagining the power
of that tongue.
Of that tongue.
Yeah. Precisely.
If we use it correctly.
Precisely. All over the world, where you have democracies, you have a constitution, you have some sets of laws, some rules. Our ground norm here is the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic
of Nigeria, as amended.
As amended. And it still says the power belongs to the people. If you want a leader of the country or of the state or of the local government, when local government becomes what it should be, the people will decide. And how the people will decide is your score sheet. You need to let them know.
Definitely.
If you want to serve 8 years, in your first 4 years, you have to show the way.
And Senator is showing the way in the first 100 days.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Exactly.
What do we expect when it will be a year?
Exactly.
When will it be 2?
2 years. When it will be 3 years. So you can see that where he is going, he has that contract with his people.
Okay.
That, heck, I am working for you. I'm trying hard to do what is right. And at the end of my term, I know you will decide.
Judging me
from what
I have done.
And so that's why it's very important. That's democracy. You know, look, between you and I, let's be truthful here. If a man has come to power and within 100 days, the workforce had been paid half salary up to a period, up to a time, I mean pending.
30 months.
Stagnant, 30 months. And within 100 days, said, it's a sin. Why should this be? And he revisited the thing and has paid back twice for starters. What do people think that? If this man can do this, and his princesses couldn't do this, this one should be better.
And the day that happened, the day it happened, we were in Niwo for the medical entry.
Yes.
Just of a sudden, some people at the corner started shouting, Oti Wole, Oti Wole, and I just went there to ask, what is this?
Yes.
He said, an alert of January 2016 half salary.
That's the beauty of democracy. That's the beauty of democracy. I can assure you, that's why I say we should be truthful with ourselves. Won't the people be happy? The people, you don't have to tell them. In fact, the extent of which they were happy, it wasn't surprising when you have 9 members of the House of Rep going to one, the man who has done that, 3 senators, the man who has done that. That's to let you know these people are happy with this man. That's that contract with the people. And that is the aspect that the people will decide. Look, the decision goes back. I keep referring to the people. The people.
And that's just the section of the society.
They are telling you, in 100 days, we are happy with what you have done so far.
Continue.
Continue. Do well. And that is why it's also important to him, the governor, to continue to do good to the people. Because our people, it's when you continue to do good that they will continue to support you. It's not easy.
Come before me.
Exactly. Exactly.
One good turn.
One good turn is happening, honestly. So, he knows.
He has promised the pensioners.
Yes, promised
that they will be coming around tomorrow to give their bonds.
This week, yes. And if he continues that way, honestly, the people will be happy with him. You can see how the trajectory will be through just what the wishes of the people.
Okay, 2 days now, the ICT of a thing that was launched, I was looking at how this is going to take us through to somewhere we've never been.
Look, That's the future.
That's the future.
That's the future. And one of the key areas which I've commended in is what you just mentioned. Because
listening up on the Google mapping.
We are the first state to domesticate that startup. And you know, the ICT is the future. You want to come to Oshu, you are looking for investors, you are looking for, and then you can easily know your way around.
What can I get engaged in?
Look, let me tell you how things have changed, how technology has changed the world. When I first arrived in the United Kingdom, in London, we were using A to Z. We call it A to Z.
A to Z?
You look at your map.
This is where I'm going.
When you are driving, you park. Where am I going to get to the next gen?
Okay.
Because there's how to get there. You have to keep looking at your map. A journey that's supposed to take you 30 minutes may take you 4 or 5 hours because you'll have missed your way several times.
But today,
you just put the Google map there. I'm telling you, next you turn right. 50 meters later, you turn left. Go round the roundabouts. Move on. You are just going forward. That's what's going to happen to Oshu. That is what is going to happen to Oshu. That you can come to Oshobo, you can go to Ile-Ife, you can go to Ilesha,
without asking,
and then you'll be moving around. That is the future. You see, things are moving.
Things are moving.
Things are moving.
Now, sir, things are moving, and I just don't want anybody to be left behind.
Yep.
Carrying everybody along.
That's the idea. That's the concept.
The Mama Rogers.
Yes.
The Baba Rogers.
Yes.
The artisans here and there, they must key into this development.
Yep.
We have our own responsibility.
Yep.
Now, talking about responsibility of members of the society now,
Yep.
I think it's germane to this developmental stride that we're talking about.
Yes.
Are you going to talk to people to please, let's come around and collaborate with this government? Because some people are saying, like one of our past governors will say, Otainiki Ipogoya. There's no way back some people are bent at saying that, oh, forget it. Like somebody said, a bad sponsor. Can that billionaire person dip his hand into his pocket and use his entire money on the state because he loves the state? Is it possible?
You know our people, first of all, it cannot be 100%.
It cannot be 100%, okay? But if you
what's important is majority going with you.
Okay.
You are there, home and dry.
Okay.
Once you are targeting 70-80% people.
Oh, that's a pass mark.
That's A. Anything over 70 is A. It's A. Once you carry, like you rightly said, majority going with you, you live a mechanism where if there is a problem, you can always, you have a feedback from your people.
Okay.
It's always important for you to have that feedback. But what is important is that you are serving your people. You have the genuine love of your people. And you are passionate about that service. And for you to now say that this man is a gimmick, I mean, and the people love him so much, I want to love him. Heck, you must also think that this man must be doing certain things. Why do people love him? Because he's working in accordance with their wishes.
Okay.
Kò sẹ́ni tí ò fẹ́ nǹkan tó dáa.
Kò sẹ́ni tí ò fẹ́ nǹkan tó dáa.
Kò sí. And I hope he keeps that tempo.
Okay.
Because it's not going to be easy. But once you are doing something in good faith, for the genuine love of your people, and your people are with you, please go ahead, go on. You are serving them in good faith. Oh, you will go places.
Now, with your position in the state today, you have been talking to people out there. can you use this opportunity? I know you will do more when you get together to tell our governor that this is what people are saying about you. Please continue doing the good.
You can be rest assured that I will always say that. I will always do that.
Yes.
I'll tell you one thing.
What?
When he paid the salary.
Yes.
And he paid the second one. Oh God. I paid kudos to you. I said, look.
You are doing it.
You are doing it. With this, you're going to go places.
Okay.
The people are going to love you. They love you. Now they love you the more. Because it's what the people want.
Okay. Sir, I know you speak Yoruba very well, sir.
Yeah.
Now, I want you to use the next 3 minutes. Yeah. Because time is not on our side again.
Okay.
To please, Ebawi, your Wanili Soro. Torí ajá tó bá lẹ́yìn lẹ́yìn ó máa ń pọ̀ bọ́ ọ àti pé àgbájọwọ́ ọ̀nà àfisọ̀yà àjèjọwọ́ kan gbẹ́rù lórí ká ṣùgbọ́n àjọba yìí torí ìjọba yìí ń gbọ́ tiwa kí a má dà lóru ká má fàjọbọ̀ ká ṣe bó ti tọ́ bó ti yẹ please.
ẹ yẹ ká kó dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run Olódùmarè.
Okay.
Torí nípa tí wọn la ṣe wà láyé láì lè bára wa sọ̀rọ̀.
Nípa tọlọ́run.
Baba God.
Lọ́dún fún wa ní èmi.
Wonderful God.
Ọlọ́run ẹ ṣé.
Aláti máa dúpẹ́ nígbà gbogbo.
Okay.
Ṣé ẹ rí ọ̀rọ̀ ìjọba tá a bá ní èèyàn kan jẹ́ olórí pé òun ni olórí ìjọba yẹn. Ó wá sí ìlú ni. Ó di káwọn èèyàn tó lè láwọn fẹ́ràn èèyàn ó láti dín kankan téèyàn ń ṣe. Téèyàn ò bá ṣe dára fún aráàlú ò ní fẹ́ràn èèyàn. Ṣùgbọ́n tó bá ń ṣe dáadáa tó gbìyànjú tó dẹ̀ rí pé ó gbìyànjú wá fẹ́ràn ẹ̀ tó nífẹ̀ẹ́ àwọn èèyàn ẹ̀ tó nífẹ̀ẹ́ ìlú ẹ̀. Irú ẹ̀ ni Sẹ́nẹ̀tọ̀ Adémọ́lá Adélékè fi bẹ̀rẹ̀ tí mo dẹ̀ rò pé lágbára Ọlọ́run á lè máa bá lọ bẹ́ẹ̀. Á tẹ̀síwájú bẹ́ẹ̀. Ṣé rí ọ̀rọ̀ ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀ṣun bí àwùjọ wa yìí ó ṣe pàtàkì kọ́ ní àlàáfíà. Láyé bá wọ́n kọ́ ló jẹ́ kí àlàáfíà fún ìjọba. Kò sí kankan tí gómìnà kankan lè ṣe tí ò bá sí àlàáfíà. Ṣẹ̀dẹ̀ mọ̀ pé a ní òfin tó ju òfin lọ lórí Nàìjíríà là ń pè ní constitution wa lóyìnbó á pè ní the governor ó ní òfin tó ju gbogbo òfin lọ ó ní òfin tí gbogbo wa gbọ́dọ̀ tẹ̀lé. Ṣé rí òfin wa ló fi sílẹ̀ bá a ṣe máa yan gómìnà pé irú ìjọba alágbára tá à ń ṣe ọdún mẹ́rin tó bá ṣe dáadáa wà padà wà fọdún mẹ́rin míì ṣùgbọ́n tó bá lè ṣe dáadáa fún àwọn aráàlú dandan yìí ṣùgbọ́n àwọn kan rò pé bóyá ṣe ló yẹ káwọn lọ yíwèé àbí káwọn lọ ṣe kiri kọ́ lọ dàrú kọ́ lọ jẹ́ àpótí ìyẹn kọ́ ni àfihàn lọ síwájú àtẹ̀ní lọ síwájú ni tá bá fi ẹ̀rú gba nǹkan tá bá fi pé ká ṣùgbọ́n tó bá sọ pé mo fẹ́ ṣe
tó fara jù
fún àwọn èèyàn ẹ àwọn èèyàn á fẹ́ràn ẹ̀ mo fẹ́ rọ̀ wá ṣe rí àdúrà ká lè fi ní ìlọsíwájú àdúrà kí ààbò lè wà torí ìsọ̀rọ̀ kan nípa security torí tí àwùjọ tí ìfọ̀kànbalẹ̀ bá wà tí olórí tó dẹ̀ àwọn tó ń ṣèjọba tó dẹ̀ fi ìfẹ́ àwọn ìlú àti ìdàgbàsókè ló jẹ wọ́n lógún ṣé mọ̀ pé pẹ̀lú ìyẹn ẹ yẹ ká fún láyè ẹni tí Ọlọ́run bá gbé síbẹ̀ tó ń ṣe dáadáa tó ń ṣe kakú lọ́wọ́ tó dẹ̀ ń ṣe nǹkan táwọn aráàlú ń fẹ́ torí pé fún àpẹẹrẹ kò sí ọ̀pọ̀ tó máa sọ pé ní Oǹdó fún Afúsá ní 100 ọjọ́
méjì wọ́n àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ fẹ̀yìntì
àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ fẹ̀yìntì àdẹ̀ tó bá gbogbo development lọ ọ̀nà tí ó dá ẹ wo owó ọ̀nà láti Òṣogbo lọ sí tí a ti àmàdàn tìlánò tó ẹ pé 10 kilometres in fact fọjọ́ Jímọ̀
no máa ṣí
láàrin gbogbo ẹ̀ tó ní gbogbo development tó lọ inú ọdún wa dùn ó wá fẹ́ rú àwọn gbogbo wa ẹ jẹ́ ká forí tì ká sọ̀pọ̀tì ẹ̀ tó jẹ gómìnà kó ṣe kọ́nà because development kì í ṣe fẹ́yàn kan.
no.
fún gbogbo òlu ní inú ọdún pé gbogbo nǹkan dẹ̀ lọ sẹ́yìn nǹkan ti bàjẹ́ tó kọjá bẹ́ẹ̀ tó kó bá ń dùn ẹ̀wọ̀rú education wa àwọn tá a máa ń ṣe dáadáa ní wàá tẹ́lẹ̀ rí tádé ní nọ́mbà 30 kí ló burú tó bẹ́ẹ̀ tí gbogbo nǹkan dẹ̀ lọ sẹ́yìn ṣé ẹ mọ̀ wípé support tá a bá fún ìjọba òkè ní Ọ̀ṣun
kájọ gbé dókè
ṣe pé kan tá a fi bẹ̀rẹ̀ ní ẹ tí mo kọ́ sọ̀rọ̀ pé ọ̀rọ̀ náà fún ti bùkún wa tó pọ̀ òkè ṣé aṣíwájú la máa ń yẹ.
àdẹ̀nídèrò
ẹ̀yìn nígbà tí mo fi example tí mo fi àpẹẹrẹ ṣàpárá mi lọ́ọ̀yà tèmi jẹ́ ètò wọn jẹ́ lọ́ọ̀yà gbogbo Nàìjíríà kàtẹ́ tó bẹ̀rẹ̀ Nàìjíríà tó yẹ bọ̀ Ọ̀ṣun ni. so Ọlọ́run fún wa ní gbogbo nǹkan tí a lè lò leadership tàdé tó wá ní sí ẹ̀yẹ ká support it ká lè yọ Ọ̀ṣun to great.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much.
I know in supporting government and coming to the fore like this is without an intention.
No.
Yeah, I know for sure you are a politician. At a point in time, like I said at the beginning, you fight to be a governor of this state.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Definitely.
That's part of phases of life.
Yes. The next phase that you are looking at, the God will take you there.
Amen.
The God will take you there.
I'm happy that you see now you are becoming spiritual, which is why it's very important.
Yes.
Let's believe that the Almighty God is in charge.
He's in charge.
He does everything. He decides.
So let's go up today. We appreciate you for coming.
Thank you very much.
My Director General said I should appreciate you after this event, and I'm doing this now. He's watching us at home, or maybe he's in his office already. Thank you for coming. I will wish Senator Ademola Adeleke the best as he continues to lead us in Osun State. So
thank you very much. It's nice to be here. Like you mentioned earlier, I was here when this place was launched. I still remember that day.
Yes.
Chibisi Akode was the one who called the temple that day, and the glorious days will be back.
Amen.
By the grace of God.
Amen.
To OSBC.
Thank you.
And the way we'd like to say is that if we work together,
we'll get there
together.
Okay.
I've always believed that if somebody does well, tell the person he's doing well. If he doesn't do well, tell him he's not doing well.
Okay. Let's go on today.
So let's support the man who is there and hope for the best.
Okay, sir.
And I'm sure we'll get to that
greater height.
Thank
you very much. We appreciate you, sir.
Thank you very much.
So to our viewers out there, we say good morning to you. AM Cafe continues.